Hi YouTube, my name's Dennis and I'm here in my little science lab, as I like to call it, and I would like to welcome you to my very first, what I'm calling What's on Your Hook video, and it's going to be about custom baits and my personal fishing adventures. So if you're a fishaholic like me, then this is the video for you, so please stay tuned. But first, we're going to see this little guy in action with my good friend Tony.
Come on in here, baby. Nice little chunk. Oop. Looking good. There you go. Nice little fish. Throwing it on this fluke style Crawfish Creek lure on a Carolina rig. This lure is so versatile you can throw it on anything, but just a dynamite bait. This is in the pearl white and smoked back, but this fish just nailed it. Love this bait.
Okay, I'm back. After I stopped my last segment, I had a little emergency, so today's my second day. Like I said before, we are going to be pouring this little 4-inch fluke, pearl and smoke, and we're going to heat up our plastics quick, and then I'll show you what we're going to do here. So we're going to heat this up. Little tip, don't heat it up too fast, or put it 30 seconds, check it, stir it, whatever you have to do, because if you heat it up too fast, especially with light colors, like the smoke is just one drop of black in there, and the pearls found that they'll tend to yellow a whole lot faster than the other types of colors. So we have this. And I'm going to do, well, I'll tell you why I'm doing a little hand pour and then injecting. Number one, in this particular bait, I like a little more pearl belly, and if you do a dual injector, it'll have 50-50. Also, when you do a dual injector, you'll waste this whole sprue right in here because they get mixed. So if I'm able to get away with a little hand pour and then add the second one, I like to do that so we don't waste. So what I'm going to do first is pour this belly up to where the hook slot, the top of the hook slot, that's my little reference point. So I'll fill all three of these up. Try to keep it nice and even. And the thing is, if you make a mistake pouring this belly, all you have to do is give it a second to cool and then pop it out, re-pour it. Typically I would close it and I would typically close it and shoot it with the injector right now, but I'm going to demonstrate how to add one of these little guys. Focus, a little rattle. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? So what I do is in the tail, the beginning of the tail section, I add just a little bit of the smoke. Carefully put this in right there. Now, I mean, if I wanted to, I could do all three. I'm just going to do one for second. Get our clamps on. Inject. The smoke color. Nice easy pressure, steady. If you notice right here, I try to make it where it's just enough that I can roll that down and it forms a little cap. I'm able to fill that up, and I kind of, if you can see where I'm just adding just a little bit, and I found it works really well. Never have a problem with having air pockets where it's not topped off and the plastic sucks down in there. So typically what I do now is I kind of get ready for the next pour. So I'll clean up my injector, pull all that out back in the Pyrex. This guy's ready to go. Clean off my spoons. And then what I like to do is kind of peel off all the edges right there. Get it all down in the middle of the cup. And it's ready to go. Especially when you're hand pouring, you want to get this off there. Because it'll tend to kind of goop up. So that's ready to go. I'd be ready to go. Start warming them up for my next round. Giving this guy just a second to cool. I was going to go over equipment that I have. Molds. I buy a lot of molds from Bass Tackle. There's several other places, many other places that sell molds, but that's one I particularly get. Also the injector, and I have also the dual injector, and that's Bass Tackle has the dual injector. And I'm going to do another video of equipment and procedures and basic pouring stuff in another one. This is all about this fluke today. What else? Oh, plastic. I get from Do It Molds, plastic and colorants. Really like their stuff. And then all my other little stuff, kind of like these little rattles and spinnerbait type deal, jig heads, hooks and blades and skirts and all that kind of stuff I get from Lure Parts Online. Is a great company that has plethora of materials that you can purchase to build your own baits. So again, I'm going to be making videos weekly, different baits, from plastics to jigs to spinner baits, kind of how I do it, things that work for me, tips, tricks, whatever. And I'm a huge kayak fisherman, so I'm going to have start videotaping my little lighting issue there. We're going to start videotaping my fishing adventures and start posting some of those. And I hope you tune in to watch those also. I think we're about ready. We can unlock this. Cool. Cut off this top part. Back in the Pyrex. Pull apart. Cut off the sprue from each one. Nice and neat. Back in the Pyrex. And there we go. Smoke and pearl, and you can see the rattle moving back and forth in there. Let me do it on this one. Okay. And if you can hear it, we just have our other two, excuse me. And now we have eyes. I just put these little sticker eyes. They're the most inexpensive, I feel. I mean, you go through these, they tear up pretty easy, so you go through them pretty easy, and I figure, why spend a whole lot extra on just plain old eyes? I think they look great. I'm going to show you how to dip them in the clear plastic and little tricks and everything. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to get the clear plastic ready. You don't really see all that kind of stuff, so stay tuned. Okay, I have the eyes stuck on there. Plastic's ready. I'm take it out of the microwave. Super clear. Make sure you don't have bubbles, because if you have bubbles, they will show up when you dip them. Now get this water. So I have a bucket of water here, and what I do is I dip them, I don't know, up to about there, about a third of the way, and I'll show you how I do this. So I dip them once, let it drain a little bit, dip it again, let it drain, and when I feel it's about ready, I take it and then I just twist it a little bit. And then I hold it in the water just a hair for a second or two before I let go, because I found I've dropped them in there and then they have a blunt nose on them. So once again, I dip it again, and then kind of start just twisting it so that it gets nice and round on there. And again, hold it for a split second and then let it go. And found that they stay on there pretty good. Obviously, with catching a few fish on there, they do start getting beat up and kind of deal. And they do work well without the eyes. I mean, I've used them without the eyes, but I think it just makes it the presentation a whole lot better when you do have the eyes on there, especially in clear water. I mean, they look amazing in the clear water kind of deal. So one more to go. And then when you notice your plastic, the clear plastic, starting to get a little thick, pop it back in the microwave, because it'll really get all clumped on there, and you have a big old head on there. So there we go. There's a few of our flukes done. Well, that's about it. My very first video completed. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'd like to say thank you to Tony out there. His channel is Venture Tube, and I'm going to have a link for him. He's got some great videos, kayak videos, tips, and all kind of stuff. So please check him out. Really appreciate if you subscribed, because I'm going to start doing other videos, try to do it on a weekly basis about making lures and my fishing adventures. Like the button if you enjoyed this show. Hopefully you did. And also, please add comments. Would love to hear feedback. Don't be too harsh on me though, kind of deal. So I'm going to show you some things. I have. If you want to see these, let me know. I got spinner baits that I make. Whoa, thing there, spinner baits. We have jigs. There's a football head. All kind of plastics like this lizard guy, this big 7-inch lizard. Got craws. Got a little special technique I do there. Cincos. There's just a little chartreuse tail and a black and blue. Curly tail worms and a bunch of other frogs and all kind of stuff. So if there's something you want to see, let me know and in the comments, and we'll put it together. So please check out my website, www.crawfishcreekcustomlures.com, and see what I have to offer out there. Thanks for watching.